I do not know with what witchery you persuade me into this, my lord. Knights do not typically wear flowers in their hair. All right, if you insist it looks fetching, I will grudgingly accept that. I'm not used to putting any adornments in my braids, but if it pleases you, I could more often. I told you it was not necessary to purchase this for me. But I suppose if one must wear flowers, the artificial ones are a good choice. They will never wilt. You look so fey-like, with those fern curls and green leaves at your temple. Very whimsical, darling. Also, you have bested me by offering a gift, before I had a chance to do the same for you. I insist that you look very carefully and find something I can buy for you. I said that I insist. This is our first outing since our courtship began. I want to make it special. I hoped this closed market was a fair attempt. With royals and their escorts being the only permitted customers, it is highly secure. Very low chance of any further assassination attempts. Now do not give me that look. Now call me overprotective if you must, but I cannot bear the thought of something similar occurring again. This was a good compromise. It is still far enough away from the castle to give you a breath of fresh air, correct? It is not as if I took you to the local market in your hometown. That would be far too tepid an outing. Look here, my lord. Did you not say that you needed new writing books? This store is filled with writing materials. You go through too many books with all your embellishments. You have an artistic hand, but all those lovely flourishes hardly help your note-taking during council meetings. But look here. Some of these are nearly tomes for the size. I would like to see you fill up pages that large with ink drawings. The leather embossing is impressive, is it not? This one is a masterpiece. You enjoy drawing birds? Look at the fine detail of every feather in this design. It is lovely. Oh, indeed. That dragon cover is stunning as well. They're all stunning. I could hardly choose one. Though I do not write or draw myself. I spend more time observing you doing such, darling. Did you know how incredibly angry you appear when you work in a book? I am in earnest. You concentrate so deeply that your face contorts into an unfeeling scowl. It is terrifying. However, the way that expression washes right off your face when you are finished, or get distracted, is one of the most adorable sights. Have I said something out of turn? Am I not allowed to call you adorable? Wonderful. Because I love how rosy your cheeks become when I compliment you. Oh, have a look at these inkwells. Truly ornate glasswork. Which ones strike you the most? Yes, those vine patterns are quite pretty. Me? Oh, I fancy the ones with the gemstones. Can I not have expensive tastes because I am a knight? I may not waste my stipend on luxurious items, but I am aware of the ones I would desire, if I did. Additionally, the gold gems. They reminded me of your eyes. Bright, gold, and always sparkling with laughter or mischief. I could stare into them forever. And now your face resembles that one, the bright pink glass shifting to a deep red shade. That one will remind me of you now as well. What is wrong? Do you not enjoy me whispering in your ear, while I stand with my arm about you? I thought so. It is immensely freeing to finally sweet-talk you as I wish. I never imagined I could have such an effect with my words. You are kind. To be comfortable with me in public like this. Other royals may gossip, but really, our courtship was made official weeks ago. I'm sure there are more immediate couplings and scandals to set tongues wagging. If you are not in need of a new inkwell, you definitely require new quills. I've witnessed you crush the nibs of one after the other with your enthusiasm, my lord. Even your metal nib protectors must be blunted by this point. There are some very lovely quills here. It is worth considering. Very well. But it would be a waste to have come all this way without purchasing something. Well, we do have the entire day before us, and I, for one, intend to savor every minute. Perhaps these quills would serve a better purpose. For instance, you could write me heartfelt letters. Even though I am no longer away training in the barracks, and I see you every day, it would still be pleasant to receive your writing. Especially now that I am your lover. Some of the utterings you have made for me alone, in the dead of the night, I would cherish to have written in your hand, were you so willing. Your face is so red, darling. It's not a demand, merely a request. I would keep such letters tucked at my breast until they crumbled, if you were kind enough to give them to me. But no matter. Consider it at your leisure. I was not expecting this. There seems to be a stall selling creatures as pets. I was unaware that this market allowed live animals for sale. Odd. Marketing them directly to royals. I hope they provide adequate feed and care instruction. Many of them appear quite young. It would be a shame if they were bought by the wealthy and then passed off to servants due to the strain of responsibility. You want to take a look? If you insist. They all appear healthy. That eases my mind. Is there anything that interests you? A hunting hawk? I could have guessed. They are famously efficient here, from what I have learned. If you were going to purchase one from anywhere, this region is the best option. Do not seem so surprised at little trivia, my lord. As your knight, I must be well informed about our neighbours, in broad topics. You are the prince here. You should have learned this somewhere in your current studies, surely. Why are you looking away like that? My dear prince, have you been skipping lessons again? You could not happen to be lying to my face, would you? Because your tutoring sessions are one of the few times I do not escort you, and therefore would be the easiest for you to avoid without me knowing. I am sworn to respect you and your decisions, but this seems too brash and childish. You must take those political studies and tactical consultations with the captain seriously. It is not something you can ignore forever just because you are bored. I have no choice but to insist on personally escorting you to and from every session from now on. Come, do not give me that face, darling. I was ready to knock my head against a wall while studying such topics too, but in the end, they proved invaluable to me. Do not change the subject so immaturely. Yes, that little hawk chick is very sweet. Though I would not handle it without being sure it does not bite. No, I am not being ridiculous. It may just be a chick, but look at the size of that beak. But please consider, my lord, that there are more matters you must think of beyond how cuddly or soft it is. Have you thought of the nutrients it needs to stay healthy? How will you train it? Pet or not, it is bred to work, to hunt. It will not be perched passively in a room the rest of its life. Well, yes, you could work with a trainer, but will you have time in your schedule? No. You are not striking off your tutoring sessions for hawk training instead. You are simply... Yes, I see how precious it is. Whatever am I going to do with you? I do not wish to take away something that may bring you happiness, provided you think of the animal first. Although, from another perspective, a loyal hawk may be of some defense for you, if ever I am absent. I didn't mean that the matter was settled, darling. Take at least 10 minutes to consider. Very well. But I hope you realize I shall hold you to a high standard regarding this animal's care. Oh, there's paperwork. Very good. Papers of authority are valuable if you ever wish to... My lord, would you excuse me, please? I'm terribly sorry, but something has come to my attention. Please, finish with your paperwork and don't mind me. I shall return shortly.
If you insist on stalking us, could you at least be subtle about it? Do not even think about disrupting my outing with His Majesty.
Now, Adam, can you not resist barking orders at me the second we meet? We are no longer in the barracks.
As personal knight of His Majesty the Prince, I have every authority to give you any orders I please.
Yes, flash that rank to taunt me all you wish. It should have been mine. As for your outing, it appears you are the one who has left your darling prince all alone. Quite a breach in dedication, it seems. For shame.
I am carrying out my duty to protect my lord and prince. I'd rather his heart not be darkened by witnessing your presences and remembering your disturbing actions.
I was not aware that shows of loyalty were so upsetting to His Majesty.
Drawing your own blood at a selection ceremony is not a show of loyalty. It is insanity.
I made an impression, did I not? That is all I hoped for from my lord.
Do not call him your lord when you serve another.
I serve all royals, not just the family with which I am charged. Whatever is written or not written, he is my lord, in my heart.
I am utterly perplexed that you are not banished for such behaviour. You should have taken His Majesty's mercy and fled when you had a chance. What are you even doing here, in a closed market, without your charges?
I came to see him with my own eyes. My prince, healthy and whole after battling such a dreadful poison. You cannot know how distressed I was when the news spread. I could barely keep up with my station. I did not sleep an hour until I heard of his survival. He appears fit and well, barely a falter in his steps after slipping through the fingers of death. Such a pillar of humility and perfection is my lord.
I must ask you to leave immediately, Gideon. Loyalty and obsession are entirely different concepts, and when one bleeds into the other...
Do not seek to lecture me about loyalty and obsession. You are the one taking up a spot in my most righteous lord's bed, rather than knowing your place by his side.
Tread carefully, lest I knock you down for your impertinence.
I am allowed the right to speak, when faced with a fellow knight's shortcomings.
Courting my charge is a privilege, not a shortcoming.
As infuriated as I am by that, I was speaking of your failure to protect my lord. Had I been his knight, I never would have let anyone close enough to poison him.
You know nothing. The details have not yet been disclosed.
I need no details to understand that my lord needs better protection.
Careful, Gideon.
You have nearly let him die. The fact that he is alive and well is a miracle, which I have taken as a sign. I cannot abandon my intentions, not now, not ever.
Have you lost your mind? You dare unsheath your sword?
If I defeat you now, the nuisance will be removed, and my lord will be forever safe under my care.
Very well. I grow impatient with words. Let our blades speak instead.
Your swordsmanship lacks the form it once had. Has spending too much downtime in His Majesty's bed rusted your blade?
Silence! If you cannot keep that venomous tongue in check, I shall remove it for you.
I speak nothing untrue. Adam, my lord is alive today, in spite of you.
I will not yield to your pitiful taunting.
Oh, but I know how I would feel in your place. I merely admire from afar, and even I was struck sick with worry. The guilt must settle into your heart, eat away at all your pleasant days, darken any hope of light you share with my lord. It would not be so were he mine.
You had your chance. We all did. I was the victor. It was I His Majesty chose. If you really harbour such deep loyalty, you would accept his choices as divine and question them not. Yet, what did you do? Bleat and yowl, and fall on your knees while cutting your own palm.
Blood oaths are a tradition ill disposed of in this age.
It is the way of the barbarians whom our people used to be.
That is not how I see it. What better way to prove one's worthiness as a knight if not by proving willing to shed his own blood? It is merely a symbol of the very oath you have taken, my comrade.
Savagery for the sake of savagery bears no resemblance to the promise of protection by any means. Little wonder you were nearly cast out. You should have been.
My lord is merciful to have spared me, and I will repay him for that. I shall become worthy of staying by his side.
A true repayment would be to leave this land with your life intact and never look back.
What life have I without my lord? My beacon.
I will not tolerate you speaking of him so intimately. He is not yours and never will be.
Why? Why do we not let him decide?
My lord, I apologize that you must witness this. What? But, my lord... Very, very well.
You are the most merciful prince there ever was. It sends a thrill through my entire being to kneel before you again, my lord.
Careful, my lord. Do not come so close.
See, here. This scar here on my palm. It is the marker of my oath, my lord. I meant it that day, and it holds true now. You deserve a better knight than the one who... No. Of course. Of course you do deserve better than a knight who starts a fight amidst women and children in a marketplace. I apologize. Yes, I understand, my lord. I shall not bother you again.
You cannot mean to just leave him. He is quite unstable. I think your mercy is outweighing your rationale. Very well. I dare not turn my back until I see him leave through the gates. What did you say to him there at the end? When he looked ready to vomit up his own heart? Giving him a final warning. I am still unsure that was the wisest option, but we shall deal with that as it comes. And hopefully it does not. This? It'll bruise darker in the coming hours, but it is nothing. He and I are fairly matched in skill, having trained under the same captain. Honestly, his words cut deeper than his sword ever could. Oh, they do not bear repeating. You need not thank me. I will always protect you. Though, I am sorry for ruining our outing. I could have ignored him, but it would not have sat right with me. Of course. Anything to make it up to you. Please lead the... I would prefer you not drag me, darling. A space just opened. Where? And for what? A sketch portrait artist. That is an ingenious idea for a booth. I'm amazed at the skill it takes for those artists to capture life so quickly. You really wish to have our sketch drawn here and now, together? No, of course I am willing. It's just surprising to me. We have barely been courting a month, and most couples are not drawn together before the 5th. Very well. Very well. Why did you tell the artist that there were 3 subjects, my lord? We are the only 2 she will need to sketch. I entirely forgot about your hawk chick. Of course. That's what you were carrying in that little crate. Are you sure it will be comfortable sitting that long? If you insist. It does look very adorable in your hands. Have you thought of a name? Well, we can perhaps think of one on the carriage ride home after this. Just do not let it nip me. You holding it very close to my arm. All right. I shall try to stay still, I promise. Being by your side, even like this, or any other time, is such a joy to me. To think I have the chance to be drawn along with my dear prince. Your loveliness will no doubt overshadow every other aspect of the sketch. I will marvel if the artist can even capture your beauty by half. I would hazard a guess that your face is bright red right now. Perhaps she can tint the paper to indicate. Ow! No need to jab my ribs for a bit of teasing, my lord. You seem to be able to handle it plenty well when we're in bed. Oh, all right, I surrender. For now. Tonight, when we are alone, that is a different matter altogether.